much do things cost in Argentina? One empanada from a takeaway shop, 800 pesos. One Uber motorcycle, 3,825 pesos. One bottle of wine, 4,306 pesos. 4 rolls of toilet paper, 2,499 pesos. One loaf of bread, 2,515 pesos. So I'm here in the capital, Buenos Aires, just going to be running around showing you guys how much things cost, from things at the grocery store to different priced restaurants. I don't know, just whatever I find to give you an idea of how much things cost. Now, I will just say they're very expensive, even more than in the US, depending on which city you're in, or in Europe, depending on what country. And either way, they're not cheap, which is very different from 2 years ago for most people visiting the country. For those of you that don't know, Argentina has had a unstable economy for many years. I would say they've had a financial crisis once every decade for the last 70 years. Things are stabilizing right now, which is of course good for Argentines, but things are still very expensive for them. Over 50% of the country is in the poverty line or under the poverty line. So yeah, a lot of Argentines are living in poverty, but now things are expensive not only for them, but for the foreigners that are visiting as well, which if you're coming from a country with a strong currency, 2 years ago, it wasn't so expensive. So, all right, anyways, enough chattering. One last thing about it though. Right now, $1 US, if you go to the bank or you look at an exchange rate, it's about 1,054 pesos. Is equal to $1, but on the street, you get a little bit more for your money, 1,200 pesos. So, and you have a lot of people on the street saying cambio, 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 money changers, black market basically. And it used to be a better exchange rate from the bank to the street 2 years ago, but now it's much closer. Kind of similar to Cairo, what was happening. For those of you that watch the channel and are familiar that I live in Egypt, Egypt was also suffering with some economic issues, and they are recovering more than they were, I'd say, a year or two ago as well. Anyways, let's get back to the video with the prices. Okay, I have no idea about this restaurant either. We're just walking up to some places and looking at the menus so you can see an average price in the city center. But I have been exploring the city a bit, and the prices are not that low anywhere. So we have pizzas for 10,800. That's a very small pizza though, so if you're getting a large, something to share with somebody or even just by yourself, over $30. Special pizzas, even more. Classic dishes, 32. Pastas, 12. Meat and chicken in the 20s. Oof. And an empanada. Small empanada, but you can get cheaper ones depending on the place. But I'd say average, maybe an empanada is 1,500. Again, it all depends on where you are. Okay, I'm here at La Estancia, which is a very famous and very expensive restaurant for asado, for grilled meat. I'm going to show you the menu. I'm not going to eat here, but just so you can get a look at the meat. Yeah, asado, grilled barbecue, beef, really huge in Argentina. But much better to go to a more local restaurant if you don't want to pay extremely high prices. Here's the menu. Look at that. Lomitos de pollo for 27. Milanesas, which is just like penne, chicken penne in Cairo. Pastas, 23. Desserts, anywhere from 5 to 16. Ice creams. And then, is this the same over here? No, then we have the grills. 45, 42, 65. Does come with a lot of meat, but still, that is not cheap. So, yeah. I would say this is an expensive restaurant. There are more expensive restaurants than that, but that gives you an idea. Let's keep going. One empanada from a takeaway shop, 800 pesos. One Uber motorcycle, 3,825 pesos. And a car was a little under 5,000. Me encanta motos.
¿Sí?
Tengo un moto, vivo en Egipto y tengo un moto allá.
Ah, bien.
Extraño.
Sí, obvio. ¿Qué moto tenés?
Benelli.
Yo tengo una TRK 502.
Unlike in Egypt, you do have to wear the helmet here. Many people do not, but if you're getting an Uber, they carry a helmet, and you will wear one. One glass of house wine, 2,900 pesos. But they do get a lot more expensive than that. 8,500, 10,500. A beer is 4,000. Stella. Whiskey, 9,000. Vodka, rum, or gin. So as you can see, you have a wide range of quality and prices, but just to give you an idea, at like a normal spot, nothing too expensive or fancy, 2,900. 1 liter of gas is 1,511, 1,236, 1,262, 1,482. All different prices for quality, I suppose. One Metro card, 1,500 pesos. And then I added 8,500 pesos and rode about 4 or 5 stops for around 1,100 pesos, something like that. To be honest, it's quite hard to track, but that's what I have. One small bottle of water, 1,000 pesos. One large bottle of water, 1,550 pesos. An inexpensive bottle of wine, 3,712 pesos. One bottle of wine, 4,306 pesos. 1 liter of beer, 2,519 pesos. One small bottle of beer, 1,050 pesos. 4 rolls of toilet paper, 2,499 pesos. 1 loaf of bread, 2,515 pesos. 400 grams of dulce de leche, 1,890 pesos. 500 grams of salt, 869. 1.5 liters of oil, 3,760. 500 grams of pasta, 749 pesos. 1 kilogram of rice, 1,370 pesos. 6 eggs, 1,899 pesos. 1 liter of milk, 1,600 pesos. 1 kilogram of sugar, 999 pesos. 170 grams of coffee, 4,890. 800 milliliters of laundry detergent, 2,819 pesos. And then we have all sorts of different spices here. Half of them I cannot even read, but we have white pepper for 1,659. You have black pepper molida, I guess that's powdered, for 970. We have some kind of spice for rice, it seems like, for 770. 1,500, 557 for some more crushed pepper. Yep. Spices. Prices. 500 grams of yerba mate, which is a very famous tea here, 1,940 pesos. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go to the front of the store and just show you some prices of cheese and meat and vegetables, but because the cashier and security is there, I'm probably gonna be told I cannot film, so I'm just going to take some photos and announce the prices with a voiceover. Yalla bina. 432 grams of queso cremoso, 4,193 pesos. 224 grams of provoleta, 6,666 pesos. 250 grams of mozzarella, 3,490 pesos. 1 kilo of red tomatoes, 1,099 pesos. 1 kilo of apples, 2,399 pesos. 1 kilo of bananas, 2,299 pesos. 1 kilo of onions, 699 pesos. 1 kilo of potatoes, 1,799 pesos. 420 grams of beef tenderloin, 4,956 pesos. 134 grams of pategras semi-hard cheese, 2,009 pesos. 426 grams of Parmesan cheese, 15,021 pesos. Sliced cheddar cheese, 4,120 pesos. 100 grams of salami, 2,491 pesos. 580 grams of ground beef, 6,670 pesos. 1 whole chicken weighing 2,190 grams, 10,183.5 pesos. 720 grams of chicken fillet, 9,072 pesos. 876 grams of pork, 7,183 pesos. 1 Big Mac meal, medium, fries and a drink, 10,900 pesos. One pack of Marlboro, 2,000 pesos. I'm going to be showing you a few things online, so things like Airbnbs and hotels. You could just look this up yourself, of course, but I figured why not just briefly include a few in the video. So let's go look at that. After a very quick search, the cheapest hostel I found on hostelworld.com was 8,500 pesos a night. And the most expensive hostel I found was 31,623 pesos a night. A standard room at a budget hotel found on booking.com was 25,407 pesos a night, and an expensive studio on booking.com was 107,896 pesos a night. A 5-star hotel room ranged in price from 153 US dollars to 827 US dollars a night. The cheapest private apartment I found on Airbnb was $20 a night, and one of the more expensive private apartments I saw on Airbnb was $135 a night. Lastly, an Uber car from the Obelisco in the city center to Buenos Aires International Airport was 23,067 pesos. Alright, and that is it, guys. Obviously I could continue showing you more and more and more, but I hope this gives you just a very brief idea of how much things cost here in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Obviously they are very expensive, but yeah, it is what it is. This is what the cost of things are here in February of 2025. So if this helped, please give it a big like, or even if it was just interesting to watch. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Ma salama.